testimony continues today in the double murder trial of Alex-Murdaugh.
And most of that testimony today has centered around Murdaugh's alleged financial crimes. We have live team coverage on what happened in the courtroom, starting with News 19's Kaylin Hagwood. Kaylin?
J.R. Darcy, good evening. Court just wrapping up a short time ago. As you mentioned, much of it surrounding that witness testimony on those alleged financial crimes. Witnesses describing him as a powerful attorney and trusted friend as they described how they were allegedly tied into his financial schemes. It was another day of financial testimony as witnesses took the stand, sharing new details on Alex-Murdaugh's alleged financial state and the time surrounding the killings of his wife Maggie and son Paul. Attorney Chris Wilson says Alec was his best friend. While at separate law firms, the two would occasionally work on cases together. One case, he says, earned a multi-million-dollar settlement, but when it came time to pay, Murdaugh asked for his money directly rather than sending it to his firm.
He told me he had cleared it with his firm and with his partners. I didn't have any reason to doubt that.
That sense of assurance dwindled in the time that followed.
I had been told that Alec had been stealing from his firm and from clients, and that he had a drug problem and was going into rehab.
Murdaugh's defense argues those allegations are irrelevant to the killings, instead focusing their questioning on his character and showing this video of Alec receiving a birthday cake from Paul before his death. Wilson met Murdaugh shortly after their bodies were discovered.
And the reason he was distraught was over the death of Maggie and Paul, right?
Yes.
Tony Satterfield also took the stand. He says Murdaugh stole a large settlement from him after his mom died following a fall at the Murdaugh property.
When the defendant came to you around the time of your mom's funeral and said he was going to help you and file a claim on your behalf, why did you agree to that?
Because I trusted him.
Well, this financial testimony lasted for hours, and in the courtroom you could actually see jurors yawning, some putting their heads down, just really seeming to be tired as this continued. We are only in week 3 of this trial with no signs of slowing down. Reporting in Colton County, I'm Kaylin Hagwood.
Kaylin, thanks. And as you just heard in her report there, testimony of Murdaugh's alleged financial crimes continuing with Tony Satterfield on the stand. He is one of the sons of Gloria Satterfield, who worked as a housekeeper for the Murdaughs for some 2 decades. Satterfield said Murdaugh got more than $4 million in an insurance settlement for his mother's death, but that he and his family never saw 1 cent of that money.
The current CEO of Palmetto State Bank testified today about loans that were given to Murdaugh over several years. Our Rachel Ripp has our continuing team coverage with that part of the testimony. Rachel.
Yes, Darcy, J.R. Malinowski became CEO of Palmetto State Bank in August of last year. Now, it was August of 2021 when he learned Alex's financial status with the bank, discovering that he was $4.2 million in debt. Malinowski testified that in a Palmetto State Bank board meeting in August of 2021, they discussed Alec and his intention to sell, quote, the farm. Malinowski testified that the loan did not appear to have been approved by the executive committee, but Russell Lafitte, the CEO of the bank at the time, said it was approved by 3 out of 5 members. Malinowski testified he doesn't remember approving it. Lafitte was convicted last year of bank fraud that involved allegations he committed the crimes alongside Murdaugh.
When you had a discussion at the board meeting in August of 2021, were there any representations made to you about the purposes for some new loan to Alex-Murdaugh?
Yes, there were.
And what were you told the purposes were?
Repairs to beach house.
Repairs to the beach house?
Yes, sir.
And who told you that?
Russell Lafitte.
Okay. And did he tell you at any time that it was $350,000 to Chris Wilson to put some fees back?
No, sir.
Did he tell you that at any time it was $400,000 to cover a negative $347,000 overdraft that the bank had been paying for him since June of 2021?
No, sir.
In cross-examination, Malinowski told defense lawyers that Alec had a history of being a good customer of the bank. Malinowski also said his bank was not scrutinizing loans of Alex per se. Now, before leaving the witness stand today, Malinowski testified that to his knowledge, in June 2021, if Alex-Murdaugh wanted any extra money from the Palmetto State Bank, he could go to former CEO Russell Lafitte and get it. Reporting in front of the Colleton County Courthouse, Rachel Ripp, News 19, WLTX.
Rachel, thank you. Of course, we're going to continue to have full coverage on this trial on air as well as online. You can download the WLTX Plus app, go to our YouTube page, or go to WLTX.com to follow the trial minute by minute and see the latest developments.